రికార్డ్ చేయనా? Hi, very good evening to all of you. Yes, all of you, very good evening. Now, yes, okay. Without wasting any time, now we can start our discussion with the new chapter for December 2025 examinations. That is nothing but tax audit. Yes, recently they added this topic into our paper number 15. So my expectation, definitely they can ask 7-mark question and one MCQ. Totally we can expect 7 marks, sir. Because if any chapter or concept, if they are added newly into our syllabus, definitely we can expect much marks from this topic. So now my expectation is 9 mark. Yes. Now, and one more thing, already this PDF is shared in our Telegram group. Yes, you can check it out, the Telegram group. If you want to know about the Telegram link, yes, in this video description you got the, you can get that link of our Telegram group also. Already this file shared. Okay. Now, generally the tax audit covered in our Income Tax Act under section 44AB. Directly, if I started with the 44AB, many of you definitely will not understood the 44AB. So that's why background, I want to start with the few sections, that is section 44AA. That is nothing but books of accounts. What is that section? Books of accounts. Next, I want to start with the 44AD, 44 ADA, 44 AE. What are these three provisions? If you know already, yes, these three provisions are presumptive taxation provisions. Yes. After learning all these three, that means, sorry, after these three presumptive taxation provisions, so directly we can start with the tax audit. Sir, no sir, our recently added topic is tax audit. So directly we can jump to the tax audit. But we can't understood the tax audit without getting support from these topics. So that's why first quickly I will revise the 44 AA is nothing but books of accounts. 44 AD, ADA, AE, presumptive taxation provision. Then after we can back to tax audit. Shall I start now? What is that first thing? Books of accounts maintenance. What is the provision? Section 44AA. So now for this purpose of books of accounts, now I am classifying the SSCs into two types. Yes. Now I am classifying the SSEs into two types. The first type of SSE is a notified profession. Simply, if any SSE doing profession, now I am classifying that SSEs into two types. One is a notified profession, another one is nothing but non-notified profession. Next, business SSE is in common. Business SSE is common. Okay. So any SSE can do the business or he can do profession also. Now I'm classifying the profession SSE into two. One is a notified profession, another one is a non-notified. So briefly we can take some example who are covered under notified profession. Who are covered under notified profession? Advocate, CA, CMA, doctor, CS, interior designer, film artist, any information technology related professional, yes, etc. Few more also covered, but remember these are the SSEs are covered under notified profession. Next, sir, other professions all are covered under non-notified. Next, business SSE also covered in second category. Why we are classifying? Yes, they are saying books of accounts maintenance separate for the both the categories. Now first we can take the notified profession SSEs when they are required to maintain the books of accounts. Yes, profession means always we have to check gross receipt. What is that ma? Gross receipts. Gross receipts of a profession exceeds 1,50,000 rupees in all 3 years. You can block this word, all 3 years. Suppose now I want to know the previous year 24-25 year whether we are required to maintain books or not. For this year, immediately preceding to the previous year. Yes, ma? Immediately preceding to the previous year, 3 years. Can you tell me 3 years? Yes. So gross receipts I given for the 3 years, ma. What is that gross receipts, ma? First 1 year, 2,15,000, another year, 1,95,000, third, another year, 1,85,000. In all the 3 years, gross receipts crossed how much amount, ma? 1,50,000. That's why for this year, that notified profession SSE required to maintain books of accounts. So here what is it important word? All the 3 years. So now just I started the profession. If that profession is started newly, during the current previous year, just check whether it is exceeded the 1,50,000. Sir, how can I know whether it is exceeded or not? That's why please check whether it is likely to exceed. That is simply estimation. My first month itself I got 90,000 gross receipts. Easily you can estimate total year we can cross 1,50,000. Are you clear up to now, ma? Yes. Many students are confusing. Yes, we are required to maintain. But if these conditions are satisfied, what are the books of accounts we are required to maintain? That is only covered under Rule 6F2. This rule, remember, in further in tax audit we can read this rule also. What is the rule? Rule number 6F2. Sir, what are the books, ma? Cash book, journal, ledger, carbon copies if bills exceeding that value 25 rupees, original bills you are required to maintain. Already here doctor covered. Who is that? Doctor. Sir, if any professional person doing the medical profession, he is required to maintain below 2 books also along with the above. Yes, what are that, ma? Daily case register, inventories, that is in medicine and drugs, etc. So daily case register, inpatients, outpatients related data, and the value of medicine and drugs related records also they are required to maintain in addition to these above. Suppose if not satisfied, that means not satisfied means what, ma? In any one of the year it does not exceed 1,50,000 or newly set up during the previous year it likely does not exceed 1,50,000. Not satisfied means many are writing no need to maintain books. No. We have to maintain still. What are the books we have to maintain, ma? reasonable books. If AO wants to compute your income, what are the books of accounts are required? Basic books of accounts, that is simply journal as well as what ma cash book you are required to maintain. That means if you are doing a notified profession at any cost, you have to prepare books of accounts only. Complete set or reasonable, that is depends upon satisfaction of conditions. No, for this year, whether you are required to maintain or not, you have to check the earlier years related data. Okay, now previous year 24-25, whether you are required to maintain the books or not. Every year, last 3 years, in each and every year, that is crossed 1,50,000. Here crossed, here also crossed, here also crossed. That means in all years it crossed 1,50,000. That's why you are required to maintain books. Remember, notified profession, at any cost they are required to maintain a full set of books or reasonable books, depends upon satisfaction of conditions. Now we can turn our discussion relating to non-notified as well as business SSEs. Now, non-notified as well as business SSEs. Non-notified professional, business SSEs. Now, all these SSEs now I am classifying into 2 types. One is an individual HUF. Second one others. Example, I am a business person. Okay, company. Now I have to check these points. Non-notified profession I am doing. I am an individual. I have to check this point. Notified profession, simple rule. But if you are doing non-notified profession or business SSE, now again you are classifying into 2. If you are an individual or HUF, this point. If you are an others, you have to check this point. Yes, now here we have to consider 2 criteria. I will go in a slow manner. I know everyone already forget about everything. No problem. I will take care. Expected duration 2 to 3 hours. 2 to 3 hours pakka. I don't want to give any break unless otherwise if any issue occurs. Okay. Now, individual or HUF, income criteria we have to check, or turnover criteria. Anyone is satisfied also okay. For others also we have to check how many criteria 2. Anyone is satisfied also okay. Okay, first, existing business or profession, newly set up. Existing business or profession. Why business or profession? Business means all business persons are covered here only. Profession means which profession? Non-notified profession. Okay. Remember, exceeds 2,50,000 in any one of the 3 years preceding to the relevant previous year. Not in all. In 1 year, if you crossed how much? 2,50,000 income also, you are required to maintain the books of accounts for this year. Remember, for present year, whether you are required to maintain books or not, that is depends upon what? Earlier 3 years data we have to check. Okay. Now, sir, if newly set up, I can't check the last 3 years data. So that's why during this year only, same limit, 2,50,000 if likely to exceed, okay. Simply it is an estimation based. Now, sir, I want to check the income criteria. If not satisfied, then go and check what turnover criteria. Turnover, sir, normally income 2,50,000 means definitely sales will be what more only. That's why 25 lakh. In which year it needs to cross 25 lakh in any one of the 3 years. Sir, it is a rigorous provision. Why? In 1 year, if you crossed income 2,50,000, or in any 1 year, if you crossed 25 lakh, for this year you are required to maintain books. Sir, nothing but newly set up means nothing but what? Simply we have to check the 25 lakh likely to exceed during the current previous year. Now, individual or HUF, they are given the limits of how much? 2.5 lakh, 25 lakh. Same points, they are replaced the turnover, income with the 1.2 lakh, turnover with the what ma 10 lakh. Here also we have to check what ma any one of the 3 years. Here also we have to check the what ma any one of the 3 years. That limits you have to remember ma. Sir, students are thinking that who having the favorable provision, simply individual or HUF having favorable provision comparing to the others. Why? Sir, here 1 lakh 50 crosses they are required to maintain. 10 lakh crosses they are required to maintain. Here 2 lakh 50 crosses they are required to maintain. So simply who haven't stringent provision here, others. Who haven't the free movement of provision here, individual or HF. Now here twist is there. Any one of the criteria is satisfied. That may be income or turnover criteria. Required to maintain which books ma? Reasonable books. Complete set not required. What are the reasonable books? Ledger as well as cash book. So by using this, AO can easily compute his total income. Next, not satisfied. Income criteria not satisfied or turnover criteria also not satisfied. No need to maintain books of accounts. That means notified professional SSC satisfied complete set, not satisfied reasonable. Non-notified business SSC satisfied reasonable books, not satisfied no need to maintain books. Done? No. Next point in the books of accounts. Okay, based on above classification, I require to maintain the books and documents. Where I need to maintain? Simply where you are carrying the business or profession, in that place you can maintain. Sir, I am carrying the business or profession in multiple places by using branches. Then you can maintain at what ma? Principal place of business. Then you can maintain at what? Principal place of business. Done? As of now. Now next. How many years we are required to maintain? 6 years from end of what ma? Relevant assessment year. Suppose for our examination previous year is 24-25. Okay, I required to maintain books for this year based on earlier years income or turnover criteria. Now from the assessment year ending, what is that assessment year? 25-26 end. Yes, that is 31st March 2026. From this end, you are required to maintain how many years? 6 years. 6 years not from the end of the previous year, 6 years from the end of the relevant assessment year. Now, so out of my curiosity, I think all of you attended for the EVO. So that's why I can ask one question. 92D records we know in a transfer pricing chapter. All regular batch students who are watching this live, or if you are EVO batch or revision classes student also, please let me know how many years we are required to maintain the 92D records. 8 years. How many years? Online. So this is only that comparison we have to know. Okay. 8 years. From the end of the previous year or relevant assessment year? Same. Relevant assessment year. 8 years from end of relevant assessment year. Now, sir, books of accounts maintenance provision is applicable for you. Okay. But we are not followed that provision. Then what is the penalty we have to pay? Important, 271A. So nothing but now, what is the penalty related to this? Section 271A. What is that penalty? Rupees 25,000 penalty. What is that penalty? 25,000. Who can levy this penalty? AO, JCIT appeals or CIT appeal can initiate this penalty of 25,000. But these special cases, I will tell you after completion of presumptive taxation provisions. Definitely I will tell you. Okay. Shall we start the presumptive taxation provisions? That means in sometimes special cases also, We are required to maintain the books. What are the special cases we can take after some time? Okay, now presumptive taxation provisions. Sir, presumptive taxation provisions, if you observe, for resident are there and for non-resident also we have a presumptive taxation provision. For this discussion, I want to cover resident related presumptive taxation provisions that are 44 AD, 44, sorry, I didn't check it, 44 AD, 44 ADA. Okay, you can change ma 44 ADA and 44 AE. Then what about non-resident related? We are already discussed in the non-resident chapter. Okay, don't bother about it, and we are already discussed in the non-resident chapter, but not required for now. For tax audit discussion, that provisions are not required. Okay, if you didn't remember also, no problem. Okay, for presumptive taxation provision, I want to take one example. P and Co resident partnership firm. They are doing the retail medicine business. Ma. What is it? Retail medicine. The turnover is 1.2 CR. Just I am taking the partnership firm, not company, not LLP also. I am taking the resident partnership firm. They are doing the retailed business. And what is the turnover? Ma? What is the turnover? 1.2 crore. Now, they maintain the P&L account. Ma. Sales 1.2 CR. That is only turnover 1.2 CR I mentioned. Some expenses are there, that is an 80 lakh purchases. These are all expenses are allowed as deduction under PCBP, 20 lakh. What is the net profit? Ma? 20 lakh. Simply, if I am asking tax, you can say, ma, these are all our allowable expenses. That's why no need to do any adjustment. We can take net profit as an PCBP only directly. What is the tax percentage we can apply? 30%. Partnership firm and health and education says, please add how much you will get? 6,24,000. That means you are maintaining the books of accounts. Based on that, you computed the income. On that income, you computed the tax also. What is that income? If I am asking, you can say 20 lakh. What is the tax liability? 6,24,000. What if I am not maintaining the books of accounts? No problem. There is one provision is there. Section 44 AD. What is that, ma? 44 AD. If any SSE doing the business other than one business, ma, any business other than goods transportation business, other than what, ma? Transportation business, other than what, ma? Transportation business, that SSE can take the which section, ma? 44 AD. Sir, here SSE is doing other than transportation only. Yes. What is it? He can declare the income based on estimation. That is only called as a presumptive income. Estimated income. Now, what is that? Turnover into 6%, 8%. Sir, if you are receiving that sales related amount in online, how much? 6%. Some amount if you received in an off, that means physically cash, you can apply 8%. Now, this entire amount in cash, that's why I am taking assumption. If that entire amount is received in cash, that's why I declare that income as a 9,60,000. Income, that is not tax. On that income, please calculate tax, Anna. 2,99,520. If you are eligible for the 44 AD, then easily you can go for 44 AD because your tax impact is low. So that's why here SSE can opt for the presumptive taxation under 44 AD. My SSE can opt for the 44 AD because it shows the lower income than the books of accounts. Sir, in our locality also, many businesses are there, whether they are maintaining the books. No. But how they will declare the profit? but they will maintain the sales record. On that sales, easily they can declare the what certain percentage as an profit. Okay, now we'll discuss the how many presumptive taxation provisions are there. Three. First 44 AD. Are you 44 what AD? 44 ADA. 44 AE. Now, for whom these presumptive taxation provisions are applicable, first we will discuss. Then after we can go to this one by one. Yes, sir. Give me some time. I am doing business. Maybe if I am doing the business of goods transportation, business of lying and leasing of what good carriages, I can go for the 44 AE. Other businesses SSCs can go for 44 AD. If you are a notified profession SSC, already we discussed who covered under notified profession, film artist, interior designer, CA, CMA, doctors, etc. They can declare the presumptive income based on which section 44 AD. Now, sir, example I want to take one company is doing business in a large scale. Can they declare profits under presumptive? No. Eligible SSCs only can declare the profits under which regime, which provisions are presumptive. Eligible SSC, what is that eligible business or profession? We have to discuss. If these two are satisfied, then they can declare their profits on presumptive taxation provisions. No need to maintain books of accounts related profit is not required. They can declare based on estimations as given in these provisions. Now, first I want to cover the 44 AD AE. Why? These two for business SCs. Can I discuss? Yes. Resident individual, resident individual HUF form other than LLP. That means LLP cannot opt the 44 AD. Many are thinking always form LLP, always they will write combinedly, but in this provision, only for partnership form we can take. For LLP, we can't take. Next, engaged in business. Engaged in where? Business. They are not claimed these two deductions. What are that? Chapter 6A deduction under heading C means what? Income based chapter 6A deduction. 10AA special economic zone related deduction, they are not claimed. Then they can declare the profits based on 44 AD. Now, one more condition. Okay, I am an individual. I have an 200 crores turnover during this year. Will they allow to declare based on presumptive? No. Why? You have a huge amount of turnover. That's why they limited the turnover. Why business? Always we will talk about the turnover. Yes. Which business other than goods transportation? Now, turnover or gross receipts during the previous year does not exceed 2 crore. Important. Now, I will tell you. Sir, they given 2 crores only. In our example, how much we taken turnover? 1.2 crore. That's why he declared based on presumptive. Turnover or gross receipt should not exceed how much 2 crore. Now. I have an 2.8 crore turnover. Can I go with the presumptive? Yes, I can go. Why? Why? There is one more facility they given. Many are written in a wrong way. Again, I am saying, listen carefully. Aggregate cash receipts, not payments, cash receipts, does not exceed how much 5% of the total turnover or gross receipts. Array, many are checking total receipts versus cash receipts. No, 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 you can't check. Here, what is it pointer? Cash receipts does not exceed 5% of total receipts. No, no, no. Total turnover or gross receipts. Array, this isn't definitely one question also there in our book. We can solve that. We have to check cash receipts versus 5% of total receipts. No, no, no. Total turnover or what ma? Gross receipts. Array, 2.8 crores also. Receipts, anything I'm taken in the form of cash only. There is, sorry, in the form of online. There is no cash receipts in our business. Now, what is the turnover I given? 2.8 crores. That means you encouraging the digitalization. That's why we are enhancing your limit from the 2 crores to 3 crores. Now, you are within the 3 crores. That's why you can go with the presumptive taxation provision under 44 AD. Are you understood? What is the condition? Cash receipts does not exceed 5% of total receipts. No, no, no. Turnover or gross receipt. Then the 2 crores limit will become 3 crores for you. Now, sir, how to declare presumptive income? Simple. 8% of turnover, 6% of turnover. In case of cash, 8%. Other than cash, 6%. Sir, sir, already you declared based on these percentages means we considered all expenses. Whatever you declared this isn't pure income. Again, we can't give any deductions in the form of section 30 to 38 like depreciation, unabsorbed depreciation, section 36 related deductions. Any other deductions we can't give. Why? After considering all expenses, this percentage is nothing but income. Now, chapter 6A deductions can I take? Yes. Why? Sir, now I computed PCBP income based on presumptive taxation. After adding all other heads, that is an gross total income, we can reduce the chapter 6A deduction. In case of section 40B, means nothing but partnership firm can give the 3 amounts to the partners: remuneration, share of profit, interest. These amounts we can take it as deduction. No, 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 no. Why? After, suppose if partnership firm is declaring, that means resident partnership firm can declare the presumptive taxation. Means in these percentages already we covered what 40B related deductions also, like what are the interest on capital to the partners, share of profit, next one, remuneration. Now, I have an house property loss. Business income is there, but business income I computed based on presumptive taxation provisions. Can I set off whatever losses I have against this income? Yes. Whether you computed business income based on normal provision, presumptive provisions, that is doesn't matter for set off of what losses. Last one. Already in advanced tax interest we discussed. If any SSE followed the 44 AD, 44 ADA, he has to pay the advanced tax in how many installments? Single installments. Clear up to now? Now, next point. 44 AD. Here I want to give one important point. Yes. Suppose 44 AD subsection 1 saying that you can, if you are an eligible SSE and if you are doing eligible business, then you can declare the 8% or 6% of your turnover as an income. Done? Now, year 1, all of you, I declared based on this point, that is in presumptive income I declared. Okay. Now, you have to follow presumptive income only for the next how many years? 5 years. Okay. Nothing but many students are having the, uh, sir, this is a benefit only, sir. Bumper offer. First year I taken the presumptive. Next 5 years also they are given the mandate to the follow the presumptive. This is a huge benefit, sir. Why? Because if I am following the books of accounts, maybe my income is high. Based on presumptive, my income is low. Your point correct only. But I will give you one more situation. In year 3, what happened? In your P&L account, you have a loss. But based on turnover, you have to declare what presumptive income. Now you haven't pain or not. Huge amount of pain you will get when you got a loss. But still you are declaring the profits based on presumptive. Can I stick on to this rule? No. I will break down the chain of 5 years. Now in the year 3, no sir, Tuch, I am not at all following the presumptive. I want to change from the presumptive to the books of accounts. Because if I am following the books of account, my income will be 0. That means I can declare the loss. Definitely, many of the SSEs doesn't know about this chain system and shifting back also. Still all SSEs also presumptive based. How presumptive will best? If you are doing the business in best manner, presumptive is best. If you are doing business in a losses manner, how you can follow the presumptive for the next 5 years? Now, remember, I'm changing from the presumptive to normal. Now, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Please write it down. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Next 5 consecutive years, presumptive income is not available for you. Only you have to declare for next years based on books of accounts. You have to maintain books of accounts. You have to mandate the tax audit also. If income is exceeded the basic exemption limit. That means, generally I require to follow for the 5 years, but I am shifting to the books of accounts for next 5 years. That means year 3, okay. Then next 5 years, what we are required to do? We have to declare based on books of accounts. That means actual income means based on books of account. I have to maintain books of accounts for every year. Next, need to go for tax audit. By the you shifting from the presumptive to normal. That means, who can shift? Who having the lower than the presumptive income. Who having the income lower than the presumptive income, they will shift. That's why if tax audit done, then only department will get some surety about your books. That's why one condition, books of accounts you are required to maintain. Second one, tax audit. Only when if your income is more than basic exemption limit. Now, this section, remember, please remember, what is that? 44 AD 4 or 5. Simply chain breaking SSC from presumptive under 44 AD. Now, one point already I told. Books of accounts special cases. Please read. Where the presumptive, where the provisions under 44 AD or AD 4 or 5 applicable in this case if his income is exceeded the basic exemption limit. Why? He is not required to maintain under above points, but he break the chain of 44 AD. For this year, he declared the books, he declared the income based on actual provisions. Next 5 years also he has to declare based on books of account. For that years he has to maintain books of account. That's why this is only one special case. Sorry, above notified, non-notified businesses is required to maintain. But this is a special case. Why it is a special case? I given a promise to follow the presumptive for the 5 years, but I break it the chain and now I am in the which provisions? Books of accounts provision. That's why please show the books of account and go for the tax audit. And if your income is exceeded the basic exemption. My income is 10,000. No need. No need of books of account. No need of tax audit. Then, now, remember, next, I am covering the another business related presumptive 44 AE. If any SSE owning, not owning not more than 10 good carriages at any time during the previous year. Or if you have a big logistic business and you have 100 to 200 vehicles, for you presumptive taxation will not apply. For whom? At any time during the previous year, you can check that total number of vehicles that does not exceed how much? 10. Next, who we are doing that what? Plying, leasing and hiring of what? Good carriages. Now, how to calculate presumptive income? Important. Heavy good vehicles. Now, whatever that vehicles we have, we can classify into heavy good as well as light good. Heavy good as well as what? Light good. Heavy good means if the gross vehicle weight is 12 tons more, that is an heavy good. Other are what? Light good vehicles. Very important. In case of heavy good, how we can calculate? 1000 into. What is that? 1000 into. Number of tons into. Sir, if that is 16 tons, please multiply with the 16. For into months. Like how many vehicles are there? Yes, sir. Number of vehicles. Then you will get presumptive income. Sir, what is that exact income we are received? We are unable to calculate small business. That's why you can, yes, sir, per ton how much amount per month? 1000 into number of vehicles. I have 20 vehicles. This provision is not applicable. You can't take 20. Suppose 8 vehicles. Okay. Now, other than heavy good, 7,500 into, yes, sir, month into number of vehicles. Many students are asking, sir, presumptive provisions are not correct, sir. Their view. Here, heavy good 1000 only, sir. Light good 7,500. That means presumptive provisions are no. Per ton, 1000 means how many tons minimum? That means here they are saying 12,000. Here just 7,500 only. Where we need a ton information, ton information is required only in computing presumptive income of heavy good. Clear? Now, sir, same. Expenses we can't give. Chapter 6A deduction, yes, you can take. Remember, 40B is deductible. Why? This presumptive income not rooted through the turnover. Here, this income rooted through turnover. That's why I'm considering the all partnership form related 40B payments also. That's why I'm not giving any deduction. Here I'm calculating based on vehicles into number of months. That's why this is not rooted through turnover. That's why specially we have to give the 40B deduction. Next, whatever that losses are there, you can set off against the what? Presumptive income. How many advance tax installment? 4. 44 AD, ADA only 1 installment. 44 AE 4 installment. Remember, AD, ADA only having 1 installment. 44 ADA presumptive taxation provision followed as the required to declare how many required to pay that advance tax in 4 installment. Now, these are over. Now, I can start the notified profession. What is that, Notified profession. Yes, sir. 44 what? ADA. Already you know who are covered under notified profession. Resident individual, partnership firm other than LLP engaged in the notified profession. I don't want to repeat who are covered under notified profession. But what is the condition? Does not exceed 50 lakh. What we have to check? Gross receipts. But Same point, same point. Cash receipts. What is that, ma? Cash receipts does not exceed 5% of total receipts, no. Turnover or total turnover or gross receipt. Ma, cash receipts versus turnover we have to check, not total receipts. Now, if it is satisfied, your limit will be increased from the 50 lakh to 75 lakh. Presumptive income, how to declare? 50% of gross receipts straight away is your income. Can I reduce the chapter 6? Sorry, can I reduce the 30 to 38 deductions? No. This 50 means after considering expenses only. Can I reduce the chapter 6A deduction? Yes. Can I take the 40B related expenses? No. Why? Sir, here turnover rooted presumptive incomes. That means already 40B covered here. In these percentages, already we consider 40B deduction also. That's why we are not going to give any deduction. But here, not rooted through turnover, we are not consider the partnership form related payments to partners. That's why again we can give the deduction. Set off against presumptive income. Yes, if any loss is there, we can set off against the presumptive income. How many installments? Single installment. Now I am given the one twisted point to all of you. SSC can declare the higher income than the presumptive? Yes, sir. I have an 44 AD, ADA and AE. What are that, AE? You got, if you follow the presumptive, you got how much, 3 lakh. Sir, can I declare 8 lakh? Yes. Can I declare 8 lakh? Yes. Why? Are you yourself, you are declaring minimum, we are expecting this as your income, but you are declaring more than that. This is a red carpet case. Means nothing but if anyone wants to pay the tax without having income, without having the any business, yes, always the government will welcome you only. Simply hereafter we can call it as what? A red carpet case. Okay. Again, next point, 44 AD, okay. Any presumptive taxation provision, if you follow, you have an 6 lakh. But now you want to declare 5 lakh only. Can he declare minimum government expecting income from your business or profession 6 lakh? Minimum, but you want to declare 5 lakh. Can you declare? Yes. Yes, you can declare. How? If your total income exceeds basic exemption limit, show me the proof of books of accounts. And how that books of accounts we can believe if tax audit was done. That means this is also one special case. You are required to maintain books. More than if you are declaring, no one will ask the proofs, etc. But if you want to declare less, definitely the department will ask books, so tax audit, and if your income exceeded the basic exemption limit. Now, this is also another special case. If any SSC showing lower income as compared to the presumptive. Now I have a doubt. If you are saying, then I can go in a speed manner also. Special cases in books of accounts. Now, 44 AD covered, 44 AE cover. Then what about 44 ADA notified profession? Are you understood? If I am declaring the lower than the 44 AE, please maintain books. Tax audit also if your income exceeded the basic exemption limit. 44 AD subsection 4 or 5 means chain breaking SSCs also for next 5 years they want to declare always based on books of accounts. That's why they need to maintain books tax audit if their income exceeded basic exemption limit. Why I am not written 44 ADA? Notified profession Satisfied also they required to maintain. Not satisfied also they required to maintain. Reasonable books, set of books under rule 6F2. That's why no need to write again. All notified professions who are doing, irrespective of their all the things, they maintain books of accounts. So that's why we don't have any point related to this here. Special cases for which presumptive provisions we covered 44 AD, 44 AE. ADA we are not covered. What is the reason? Array notified profession SSCs are always maintaining the books. If satisfied also, if not satisfied also. Done? So now we are entering into the real chapter of tax audit. Super. Dana, sir, if you understood these logics, then only, yes sir, can you tell me, this is for the whom? Business. This is also for business. This is for the whom? Notified profession. For whom? Notified profession. Just I am asking, in this case, what is the section 44 AD subsection 4 or 5 chain breaking SSCs are covered here. Books of accounts we are required to maintain. Next 44 AE, if they are showing the what lower income than the presumptive. So nothing but what lower income then presumptive income, definitely we are required to maintain the what books. Sir, why this fellow, sir? This fellow always maintaining the books, that may be complete books or reasonable books. Clear? These are only special cases. In books of accounts, these 2 points only we discussed as on what special cases. Now I am entering into the tax audit. Done? Now, tax auditor requirement, if any person doing business or profession. Now first I want to target the business SCs. If their turnover in the relevant previous year exceeds 1 CR. Array for books of accounts, we are verified the last 3 years for that knowing the fact related to present year. But if you want to know about the tax audit applicability, relevant previous year limits you have to check. Okay, what is the previous year? 24, 25 for our exam. This year turnover, please check. If that crosses how much? 1 crore. For this year tax audit is required. Why? After closing the books of accounts only we have to do audit. That's why easily we can know about the turnover of the relevant previous year. This case cannot be possible in case of books of accounts maintenance. How we can know the gross receipts as well as income or turnover of this year? That's why we are verified the last year limits for the maintenance of books. For tax audit, relevant previous year limits you have to check. Now, again, there is a point, digitalization point, cash receipts versus total receipts. Here we are verifying the cash receipts versus total receipts. In presumptive provision, we verified the cash receipts versus turnover. Very important comparison. Again, I am writing 44 AD, 44 ADA. Yes, sir. Generally, what is the limit 2 CR? Here, what is the limit 50 lakh? That limit increased to 3 crore. This limit increased to 75 lakh upon satisfaction of just one condition. What is that condition? Cash receipts does not exceed 5% of total turnover or gross receipts. Many are verifying to the total receipts. That is possible in tax audit. 44 AB, 2 things we have to check. One is cash receipts And cash payments also you have to check. Not only receipts, cash payments also. Does not exceed 5% of total receipts. Here 5% is of total payments. If these two conditions, that means you are encouraging digitalization only. So that's why, what is the turnover limit ma previously? 1 CR. Now that 1 CR will become how much ra? Huh? 10 CR. Clear? Or if you don't know about this, definitely you will lose marks. One practical question is there, we can go for it also. Okay. Now your limit will increase it from the 1 CR to 10 CR. Digitalization point only provided for the business SC, not for the profession. Many are applying for both. There is no such point in case of profession, only for business only they provided. Next, I think you know this point. Please check. If any person covered under 44 AD or 44 AD 4 or 5, who is that? Chain breaking. Sir, SSC if declared based on presumptive income, they are going to declare for how many years? 5 years. But if they are breaking the chain, that means in any one of the year they are shifting from the presumptive to normal. Next 5 years they are required to follow normal only. What is the proof of normal income? Books of accounts, tax audit, if their income exceeded basic exemption limit. That's why I am covering that point under tax audit, second point. Business case, second point. Can you read these three? Already you know this. 44 AE, business SCs or professional? Business. Which business? Transportation business. If they are declaring that income below the presumptive incomes, what we are required to do, if that income declaring below the presumptive income, books of accounts maintenance, tax audit. That's why here I covered the tax audit. Or if you don't know these presumptive logics, you have to buy at everything. Tax audit can attract under business by using these 3 points only. Turnover 1 crore or 10 crores. 44 AD 4 or 5 SCs. 44 AE presumptive income if you declare less than the presumptive income. Now profession SSC ma. Can you tell me how much ma? Profession related gross receipts, how much we have to check ra? 50 lakh during the relevant previous year. Profession related presumptive provision we have 44 ADA. Less than the 44 ADA if you declare the income, you have to maintain books of accounts. You have to go for the tax audit if your income exceeded the basic exemption limit. Is there any doubts in these points? You understood? If you understood, tax audit is over. This is normally explained in PCBP class also if you know. But many are explaining directly tax audit without explaining the what is it ADA? What do you mean by the declaring lower? What is it 44 AD or 44 AD? 44 AD4 and AD5, what is that? 44 AE, when you can declare the low? Simply, now we are not at all by-hearted everything. Now, under how many clauses tax audit applicable for you? 5 clauses. Class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4, class 5. But I am giving it as a numbers. Done all of you? So now, business SC, just imagine. Turnover exceed 1 crore, 10 crore. Okay? 44 AD 4 5. That means you are not eligible for presumptive for how many years? 5 years. There is no option. You have to show that books of accounts and tax audit. And you want to declare lower than the presumptive income under section 44 AE. So now, then minimum I expecting presumptive income. You are declaring low. That's why you have to maintain the books as well as audit. Next, coming to profession. What is that? 50 lakh. Gross receipt. Next one, ma. Next one, ma. 44 AD. Now, sir, then does tax audit profession includes both? I didn't understood what you are asking, ma. Now, what is a specified date for tax audit report? Example, what is that? Return of income due date for tax audit SC, sir. Student asked the doubt, sir, tax audit for profession, not notified, non-notified, for all. This point is covering that what ma? Notified, they are declaring lower than the what ma? Ignore this. Who having the gross receipts more than 50 lakh, they are always covered here. Are you understood? There is no differentiation between the notified, non-notified while applying the tax audit. So, what is the return of income due date? If tax audit is there, 31st October. Exactly 1 month before this, we have to submit the tax audit report. What is a tax audit report? That all the things we'll discuss after 20 to 30 minutes. That is nothing but 30th 9 of what ma assessment year. What is a tax audit report forms? As of now, these are all are new to you, but after some time, these are all are very familiar to you. Form 3CA, 3CB, 3CD. So now, if you are not conducted the tax audit, then you have to pay penalty under 271B. Now, penalty, what is that ma? 271B. Yes sir, 271A for books of accounts, 271B for tax audit. What is the penalty? 0.5% of turnover, gross receipts or sales, 1,50,000, whichever is lower. And a maximum tax audit penalty is how much? 1,50,000. No need to calculate. If you are not going for tax audit, please pay penalty directly 1,50,000. Or suppose if your turnover related, gross receipt related 0.5%, if you applied, if it is lower, okay. Maximum 1,50,000. Done. Now we are entering into turnover, total sales, gross receipts. Why we need to discuss these terms? Are these limits only? We have to check whether it is crosses 1 crore or 10 crore. Whether it is crosses more than 50 lakh. Now, in our Income Tax Act, there is no definition relating to turnover, gross receipts as well as total sales. We can take a definition from the other laws, GST, read on your own, Companies Act. I think the same definition you have in GST Act also, aggregate value of taxable also, exempted also, export also, interstate supplies also, all the things we have to include, but exclude what ma? Taxes. Don't buy her, just give the brief reading and ignore. They will not ask anything, but okay, I have one fear of excluding any point. They are given the 51 pages tax audit. I also given nearly 43. The reason nothing but I don't want to exclude any point because many are depending upon these materials. If I am given the any exclusion, that is definitely disadvantage. Okay. Next, Companies Act related, gross revenue from the sale of goods or services, whatever the showing in which account, P&L. Ignore this point, not required. Now, what do you mean by the gross turnover, net turnover? Please tell me, ma. Before deducting the returns and discount, gross. If you want to call it as net, please reduce the two things. What are the things, ma? Returns. Returns means sales returns. And if any discounts. Before these, definitely my sales amount is more. That's why gross. After reducing these two, my sales will be reduced. That is only what ma? Net turnover. Now hereafter your mind needs to remember many things. Ma. They can ask MCQ, not question. What is that point? What are the things we have to include and exclude in the turnover? I'm not talking about gross receipts. After few minutes, I will talk about the gross receipts. Now I want to talk about the what ma? Turnover. Turnover means nothing but sales or turnover. What are the things we have to include, exclude? Okay. Remember, In question they will mention directly turnover. If they are given these terms, we have to exclude something, we have to include something in order to calculate the turnover. This turnover only more than 1 crore or more than 10 crores we have to check. Now, first excludes points. What are that? Okay, these are all always we have to exclude. Reason I given ra. First, trade discount, turnover discount. Because of this, can I get any turnover amount ra? In quantity wise, I given this discount ra. Quantity wise, I given discount. Is there any amount arises ra? No. If anything is included in invoice, please exclude it. Quantity mean trade discount. If it is included in invoice, turnover discount, please exclude. Because of these things, we can't get any amount, or that means any consideration. Now, sales return ra. What we have to do ra? Exclude or include? Exclude. We are doing sales of goods or services. From our point of view, please check, not from customer point of view. Are you remember? So now these are all the things you have to check from the business SC point of view, who are doing the sale of goods or services. Don't think from the customer point of view. Definitely if you think from the customer point of view, all the answers will be reverse. Now, sale of fixed asset, exclude or include? Exclude. Why? Goods only you have to check. Fixed assets, nothing but it is a capital receipt. Sales returns done from earlier years, no problem. Any returns also from earlier years also exclude. Sale of investments, remember, exclude, because it is a capital transaction. Shares held as an investment, exclude, capital asset. Next, GST collected. Sir, that means what? If I am doing sales, along with the consideration of a product, I can collect the GST. That is always included in invoice, but exclude it. Why? You can credit the GST to the separate accounts as a GST liability account. You will pay the tax from that account. So that's why you can't say it isn't your turnover. That's why please exclude, not a part of income if routed through what? Separately. Don't buy her. Just remember what are the things we have to exclude. Read again, trade discount, turnover discount, sales return, sale of fixed asset, sale of investment, sale as an investment, shares held as an what? Investment, GST collected. Now, include points. Okay, one cash discount. Because I'm given the cash discount means first I can record as a full turnover, but I am given the some part of cashback or any other scheme. That's why it is treated as finance cost. It is included only. Commission on sales, include. Yes sir, in your turnover, that commission parts and all the things you have to include. Next one, scrap in if anything sold. That is also, sir, goods destructed or damaged. I am selling for some miscellaneous amount. That is also forming part of your turnover only. Next one, shares held as an stock. You are doing the stock trading business. That's why whatever is there, that is nothing but what? Turnover. Includes only 4 things. More than that, they will not at all give. Why? Provided in tax audit guidance, they are given these points only. You have to remember this. Don't by heart this. Whatever are there, just read it out and ignore. Excludes, repeat, trade discount, turnover discount, sales return, sale of fixed asset, sale of investment, shares held as an what? Investment, GST collected separately. Cash related discount. Next, commission on sales, scrap sale, shares held as an stock. These are all the things are include. Now, mark, this is your next attempt MCQs. Okay, mark. Why? I will tell you. In our material, they given the some names, some clarification. That's why I am given it as a special case. If you are a stock broker, or share broker. What is your turnover? Commission only turnover. I'm acting as a broker. What is it? Broker is income only your turnover. Okay. Next, if you are doing own trading, I am also doing selling and purchasing, and I am aiming for some profit. Then that is turnover. Or just I am aiming for brokerage or commission. That is only your turnover. Or sometimes I am also doing the trading, selling and purchasing. Then that sale value is called as what? Turnover. Now, please read these two lines. Kacha Artias. Next one, ma. Paka Artias means in traditional markets, like earlier we have these names, ma, simply commission agents only. Whoma? Commission agent. The two names you have to remember. Remember, farmers will be there. Farmers, okay, in market, they can't sell their products on their own. Now, whose help they will take, ma? Okay, nothing but Kachartias. Simply, who isn't just agent, ma? Commission agent, he is only. Now, whatever commission he received, that is only turnover, not sale of principal. Sales for whom? Farmers. He is just acting as a mediator. Whatever the sales done, he cannot, we can't treat it as a turnover in his hands. What is a turnover only? Commission only we can say it as a turnover. Brokerage only we can say it as a turnover. Sir, how it will be differed from the? Yes, now. Same example I am taking farmers, market. One more P. Why they are different? Now, in some cases, agents can take the risk and rewards relating to, yes sir, farmer related goods. Generally here also nothing but turnover includes commission only. But if risk and rewards with the agents, the total goods whatever he sold, that is an turnover. If risk stays with the principal, who is a principal? Farmer. Then only we have to include commission as a turnover. Goods sold cannot be treated as turnover. This is only the difference, ma. Yes, sir. What is that point we have to remember? They are agents only, but traditional names they are given in our material. I don't know about other institute materials. Just I verified your material. They are given these names. I taken the total summary in few points by using ChatGPT. Okay, how can I summarize? Okay, if any simple information is there, we can use it. Otherwise, I will drop some major points. I drafted. These are all. Some cases I use it the direct search engines only. Okay, but I verified 2 or 3 times. I can't believe directly based on search engines they can give any answer also. What is that point? Even Kachartias also, Pakartias also. What is that turnover? Commission only. In case of these fellows, they can take risk and rewards. That's why we can include the turnover. We can include the sales also in their turnover. Risk and rewards with the principal, then only commission is treated as an turnover. Important point, remember. Now, next. This is also important. They can match these points with your SFM also. Now, if I am doing this speculative business, what do you mean by my turnover? Now, speculative means nothing but what I can take the trading, speculation only. Now, some shares I sold, I got positive. That means profit I got. Sometimes I got loss. What I have to include? Your transactions you have to know. The transaction resulting into loss or profit doesn't matter. The transaction resulting into loss or profit doesn't matter. What is that volume of trade you are done? That is an absolute terms we have to check. Array, purchase done, sales done, purchase done, sales done. How much volume of shares you traded? Total, you have to check. That ultimate from the transaction you got positive or negative, we don't want to check. Array, your profit is different, your turnover is different. Okay, how many sales you done? Now, next one. Are you understood? Positive means nothing but what? Transactions results profit. Transaction results loss. All the things we have to include. Total sales or total transactions given positive or negative. All the things we have to include. Second, derivatives. They can ask this. Definitely please check. Derivatives. You know we have an options, call option as well as what? Put option and features. I want to tell you in a direct example. At the time of entering into the options, we have to pay that what? Premium. Sir, always do I need to exercise the options? You can lapse also. No. Remember, if you exercise the option, you will get what? Premium. But if you done the squaring of means what? Lapse. Then may you can get profit or loss. Both the things we have to include. Simple premium received. When if it is an exercise. If it is lapsed also. Yes, whatever the profit or loss. Next point, they are given the open positions. I don't know. Suppose I taken on first 3 of an 2024. Not 24, 25. I taken the open position means nothing but what? I entered into option. But I exercised or squared off. Whatever it may be, squared off means nothing but lapse. That is done on 5/5/2025. Okay, it is which year? 24/25. Entered in this year, but that is exercised on which year? 25/26. In which year turnover I have to include? Include in that when it is squared off. That means when you are exercised or lapsed. In that year turnover only we have to include. Open position at the year end, if anything is there. Suppose if I am enter in August, maybe in 6 months or 7 months I can exercise. But at the end of the year, if you entered into any options or futures, then in coming months in the next financial year, you can exercise or you can lapse it. That's why in which year we have to include in the year of squared off. Clear? Just remember, if they ask, then you have an advantage. Otherwise also no problem. But already you know. More than me, you only know about that lapses and the premium received and holder of put option, holder of call options. Okay, for this explanation, I done a lot of research. At the end, I contacted E. Srinivas. Okay, I want to explain these points in a brief manner. Please give me means. Okay, he said few points. I only explained the same points to you. Okay, next. What is included in gross receipts? Turnover related done. Turnover related, what are that excludes, includes done. Now we have to concentrate what are that excludes from the gross receipts. Now, gross receipts includes what? Gross receipts excludes what? Separate charts I perform given. Turnover related in one table I given all. But here I am given separate for includes, separate for excludes. These are all the things are included in the gross receipts. What are that? Export incentives, interest by the money lender, reimbursement like in packing as well as freight, forex gain, insurance claims, lease rent, hire purchase, advance perforted, perquisite in kind. These are all are included. Reason I mentioned separately. But what are the things we have to exclude? Agricultural income we have to exclude. Rental income. Why, sir? That is from your business or profession arises, we can include in the gross receipt. That is house property or other sources will attract. Next one, dividend. Where this is written for your investment, may be taxable under IFOS, not in this. Interest, traveling agent reimbursement, share of partnership form, where it is exempt. Partners interest and remuneration, right back of what creditors. This is nothing but section 41. Cessation and remission of trading liability. If any creditor foregoing any amount. Yes, sir. That we have to what exclude. Sir, example, okay, I purchased something or whatever it may be, I need to give some amount to my creditor. But now creditor don't want that amount. Now, whatever this they, that how to exclude from the what receipts. No problem, just remember, they will not give you any practical questions relating to what are the things excludes and includes and in depth manner, but at once please give the reading for what are that includes, what are that excludes. In your material they are given in a paragraph wise, but I summarize. Remember, okay, these are all having one reason, common reason why it is taxed under different heads, may be exempted. Next, these are all are related to what receipts, whatever we are receiving. Export incentive means what? We have an duty drawbacks as well as any export incentive given by the government. That is definitely we have to include in the gross receipts. Sir, interest given by the interest by money lender, business income. These are all are receiving, and that's why we can take these as an what gross receipts. Now we can do 5 to 6 problems after completion of this. Okay. Can I ask one small doubt? As of now, you refer tax audit very well. That means 44AB. I have a business. What are the limits I have to check? Turnover. In turnover, what are the things excludes and includes also, you know. Then finally, whatever turnover you got, you have to check 1 crore or 10 crore, right? Okay. Forget about this case. You have a profession. Okay. Profession means receipts we have to check. What are that includes and excludes, you know. After that, whatever the gross receipts is there, we have to check how much 50 lakh. Earlier years, relevant previous year. Relevant previous year, we have to check. Now, these two are very clear. I have a business only. So that's why 1 crore, 10 crore. You have a profession. That's why 50 lakh. Now, I have a business and I have a profession. Now what we need to do? I have a business and I have a profession. Business related 1 crore, 10 crore, you have to check turnover. Profession related gross receipts 50 lakh. Okay. Business 65 lakh only. Turnover how much 65 lakh. Tax audit applicable or not applicable? Just you are saying not applicable. I am not saying, right? You only said that tax audit not applicable. Profession 70 lakh gross receipts. Tax audit applicable for both. Example, I have a business or profession. Please check separately. If one case tax audit applicable, please conduct tax audit for both. Tax audit SSC, not business or profession. Turnover less than 1 crore, ignore. But business, profession related gross receipts more than how much 50 lakh. That's why you are in tax audit SSC. Means for business also we can do tax audit, profession related also. That is only point. SSC having the business or profession, separate limits for each. If you have multiple businesses, aggregate turnover. Now this point is very important. I have multiple businesses, some business related, I am following presumptive skip. Whatever the turnover is there for the presumptive taxation, please exclude from that. 500 crores turnover is there. 500 crores related turnover is there. Not 500. If I am taking 200, okay. 125 crores. How much? Vaira. Okay, 125 lakh is there. Two businesses, ma. Business one is normal. Business two is nothing but 44 AE related, not AE, AD related. 44 AD related. Now, this turnover is 80 lakh. Please exclude 125 lakh minus what, ma? 80 lakh. Now, what is the turnover, ma? 45. Now, this does not exceed how much, ma? 1 crore. If any presumptive income related provisions related business is there, please exclude such turnover if they opted the what, ma? Presumptive. Now I want to do the question number 1 to question number 5. Mostly I will do these 5 questions now only. Shall we? At the end of this material only we have an what, ma? Problems. Please open, ra. Remember, if you haven't both the business or profession, you have to check what, ma? Separate limits. If you have an multiple profession, multiple businesses, you have to check aggregate. If any one of the your business or profession opted presumptive, that related turnover we have to exclude, or related gross receipts we have to exclude. Please check question number 1 to question number 5. I will back within 2 minutes. Ra. Yes, ma'am. Shall we discuss problems, ma'am? These are all are your institute material problems only. First, already I think you got an idea about the question number 1. Ma, I have an business and profession. I have an business and profession. So now this exceeds 1 CR? No. This exceeds 50 lakh. Now what I require to do? Tax audit is applicable. As the professional receipts exceeded the what ma? Threshold limit of how much? 50 lakh. Hence audit is required for his business and profession. Remember, tax audit for SSC, not for business or profession. Remember that word. Tax audit for SSC, not for the business or profession. If you are having that multiple businesses, now here only one business is there. Multiple businesses means for all also we have to check. Next, business profession. Now, ma, whether it is exceeded 1 CR? No. Whether it is exceeded 50 lakh? No. That's why tax audit is not required. Now, I have multiple businesses. Aggregate you have to check. Exceed? Yes. Aggregate it exceeds more than 1 crore. Then tax audit applicable for all businesses. Are you understood this? Many or doesn't know about this provision. If you have a business or profession, check limits separately. If anyone satisfied for all, you have followed the tax audit. Multiple businesses, multiple profession. Do check aggregately. Second question. Shall we? Ma, records of ABC and company. I don't want to read the entire content. Whatever is needed, I know. So that's why I will go in such a way. If I am reading all these alphabets and numbers and decimals, it will be time based only. Now I will go in a direct. They are engaged in the manufacturing and trading of goods. Ma, receipts related information given, payments related is there. Now ultimately they are asking whether audit is required under 44 AB. Now please let me know. Ma, tax audit is required for the business or profession, ma? Business related. SSC is nothing but what, ma? Business. Now, what I need to check, ma? Turnover. Okay. Definitely, turnover is how much, ma? Total 981 lakh change. This information given in lakhs. Are more than 1 crore, okay, but here 9 crore something is there. I have to check relaxation. When relaxation will applicable, ma? Cash receipts versus total receipts. Cash payment versus total payments does not exceed 5%. Already they calculated and given percentages. 4.7 to 5. Are both I have to check. What I have to check? Both. If both are satisfied, then limit will be 10 crore. But here only one satisfied. What is that one? Payments, receipts related, okay. Cash receipts does not exceed 5% of total receipts. But here, payments, cash payment is more than 5% of total payments. That's why higher threshold limit is given or not given, ma? Not given. That's why we have to check 1 crore. So that's why tax audit applicable or not applicable? Applicable. Sir, firm exceeded 1 crore. Higher threshold cannot be available. What is the reason? Yes. Equivalent to that receipt point of view, okay. Payments related, yes sir, it doesn't satisfy the 5% limit. Yes, payment related is more than 5%. So that's why they can't avail the threshold limit of 10 crore. 1 crore we have to check that exceeded 1 crore. Nearly we have a 9.8 crore turn. What pa? So I assumed this is only turnover. Sorry, receipts means gross receipts. Clear? Now, shall we take the question number 3? Now, magic is there. Listen carefully. PQR Limited having two businesses. One is on computer, second one is on garment. Okay. Now, their view. Ma computer business related totally bank only ra. So these are the what ma receipts. Total receipts through the bank only. That means there is no cash receipts. Payments what ma 100% bank only. Here also payments through bank only, but here cash receipts also there. How much cash receipts ma? 200. Now, PQR limited view, that means company view. What is that company view ma? Any idea? Remember, tax audit is not applicable for the computer business. Why that? They are simply saying that our purchases and sales through the proper banking channel. There is no cash component with respect to this. That's why tax audit not applicable for computer business. Higher threshold, how much we have to take ma? 10 crore. That means our turnover is 3 crore. But higher threshold will apply. So that's why tax audit not applicable. But they are submitted the tax audit report within the time. For which business ma? Garment. Can you consider this? No. Why? If you have a multiple, you have to check aggregate. Now, shall we check the aggregate limits? Please take the calculator. Aggregate means 550. How you got 550 ma? Receipts 300 plus 250. This is a total. 200 plus sorry. How you got 550 ma? 300 plus 250. 300 plus 250. But out of this, what is that cash receipts? 200. Percentage please calculate ma. 200 divided by 550 into 100. That is how much ma? 36.36. But payment totally in the form of what ma? Cash. 250 plus 200. 250 plus 200. For both the businesses, total receipts, cash receipts, as well as cash payments, total payments, I have to check percentage. Ma, payments related okay. But what about receipts ma? More than 5%. Remember. What is that? That higher threshold available or not available ma? Not available. Now we have to check the limit 1 crore only. Automatically, aggregatedly they have more than 1 crore. So that's why remember it is an important line. Hence tax audit applicable for SSE company. Tax audit applicable for SSE, not for each business carried on by it. Once if you covered under 44AB, for all businesses, for all professions, it will be covered. Not for one. Now, what we are required to do? Computer related also, they have to submit, but they not submitted. That's why penalty under 271B. What is that ma? 0.5% of turnover, 1,50,000, whichever is lower. Here turnover means how much we have to take? Already we submitted audit report for the garment. Turnover means here 300 only you have to take. On that 300 only you have to pay the penalty. Why? Garment related tax audit report already we submitted. What is that ma? Garment related tax audit report we submitted. So that's why on that occasion turnover means only 300 you have to take. On the 300 only, 300 lakh only we have to calculate what ma? Penalty. That is only. SSE already furnished the report for the 250 lakh garments related. Now 271B shall be invoked only on turnover of how much ma? 300 lakh. Done ma? Next question. I am taken this question from CA materials. Definitely, if any new questions are there, automatically they will give the questions from the what ma? any other resources. That's why I'm taking this question from CA resources, and past exam related question or not, I don't know. Definitely they can test this also, remember. Shall we do that? Is the questions are difficult or easy? Easy only if you know that some points, not for entire concept, some points enough. Now, Sunlight Partnership Firm engaged in trading of electrical goods, turnover how much ma? 265. 265 lakh for the year. Partnership firm. Tax audit applicable or not applicable? I can't say. Why? More than 1 crore, but 10 crores also we can claim. We can't say directly. Now, can he claim 44 AD? 44 AD only less than 2 crore. But some cases he can claim 3 crores also. That's why we can't say anything. Tax audit applicable or not applicable, we can't say. And 44 AD applicable or not applicable also. 44 AD means what ma? Presumptive taxation provision in case of business other than goods transportation. We can't say directly. Just we can check. Total turnover. What is that? Total turnover. Next one ma? Aggregate all receipts. What is that ma? Receipts. Cash receipts. Ma, remember these 2 points difference I want to know. All receipts means what ma? Cash receipts, online receipts totally. What is that amount? 3 crores 25 lakh. Then cash receipts they are given. Cash receipts, this is an inclusive figure mentioned in the above. This is an what pa? Inclusive figure mentioned above. Inclusive or exclusive we have to take? Exclusive. That means what Raf? What is the final amount? Some amounts cash receipts inclusive means 14 plus 2 total 16. But what is it after excluding all the above, all the information ma? 14 lakh. This is only most confusing point. Right? Receipts including some taxes also we can. With all 16, without what ma? 14. Next ma? This is an easy payments, all payments. Out of that what ma? Cash payment. Payments related very easy but cash related, receipts related only they given 3. But what we have to consider, that only I will tell you. Now, remember tax audit applicable or not applicable, what we have to check? Cash receipts or cash payment versus 5% of total payments or total receipts. Shall we check? Yes. Now, please take generally what is that receipts related? Yes sir. Just you have to take inclusive amount how much ma? 16. For this we have to consider 16 lakh. Please take. Please tell me how much ma? 16 lakh. Out of total how much ma? 3.25. Percentage please tell me. 16 lakh divided by 325 lakh into 100. What is the percentage? 4.92%. Payments related very easy. 6,95,000 divided by how much ma? 1 crore 35 lakh. Please tell me ma. 5.14%. Remember both the things exceeded or only receipts related does not exceed. But payments related what ma? Exceed. Now your limit will be 10 crore or 1 crore. Ma? Now remember, turnover exceeds but not exceed 10 crore. But remember, what we have to check ma? Okay. Percentages 4.92 we got and 5.14 also we got. So now firm is required to get the tax audit and furnish the audit report before specified date, irrespective of the fact what ma they exceeded the 10 crore. Cash receipt does not exceed the 5% of total receipts. Now, Additionally, they given the one more point. Maybe, sir, if they opted the presumptive, no need of tax audit. You have to remember. If they opted presumptive taxation under 44 AD, no need to go for what ma? Tax audit. Right? If I am declaring I am eligible to take the presumptive means no need to go for tax audit. In the truth also you have to check. Now, here we check the cash receipts versus total receipts. But here we have to check what ma? 44 AD. Remember, yes, we have to check percentage of receipts in cash to the total turnover. Total what ma? Turnover. Can you tell me? 14 lakh divided by how much? 265. How much it will be? Turnover 265. How I know this one? Tell me ma percentage. 5.28. So that's why 3 crores limit available or not available? Not available. So that's why they will not go with the presumptive also. Now I will reveal. Here receipt means I have to take the inclusive. That means you have to take the tax audit related points verification. You have to take the 16 lakh inclusive amount. Yes, while verifying the 44 AD, I am taken the cash receipts as an exclusive. That is an 14 lakh. If you are observing here, I have taken that what ma 16 lakh. Here I am taken the only 14 lakh. This is an important point. And one more thing which we have to compare. What is it we have to compare? Yes. Here cash receipts versus total turnover or gross receipts. Here cash receipts versus total receipts, cash payment versus total payments. Done. Now, just one more thing they are asking. What your answer if cash receipts indicated in a, yes sir, third point, it is changed to 13 lakh. Now, maybe they can opt the what ma presumptive. Where previously I checked 14 lakh divided by what ma? Turnover. Now I have to check the 13 lakh divided by what ma? 13 lakh divided by how much? 265. What is the percentage? Ma? 4.91 percentage. Now that is less than how much? 5%. That's why now limit will be 3 crores. That's why they will opt the presumptive. If they opted presumptive, no need to get the books of accounts under 44 AB audit. First 4 questions, is there any doubt? Remember, you have to write it down. While verifying these inclusive things, we have to check. While verifying the presumptive, you have to take the 14 lakh. Cash receipts out of the one above. Yes, sir. Cash receipts these 2. That means what ma? 2 above. That means remember here we are linking this. Cash receipts out of one above. From this turnover, what is that? Cash receipts. Next, 2 above means out of these receipts. Yes, sir. What is that amount? Remember. Next. Now, just check the question number 5. Easily you can do it. This is also I am taken from CA material only. Just check the easy problem. No need to verify the lot of information. Just directly we can check. Please check ma. Okay, please check. Ma, just I'm asking a question, sir. Just I want to give you just one point related clarification. Then I want to go with the next question. Maybe in future also you will get the doubt. Okay. Now, I'm erasing this data. Now you have to tell me. Ma, turnover is how much, ma? Total turnover? 2 crores. Okay. Out of this cash receipts, how much, ma? 14. Cash receipts versus turnover. In which case we have to check? Cash receipts versus turnover. In which case, ma? 44 AB. Sorry. 44 AD and 44 ADA. That means cash receipts versus turnover. That is only clearly they are given. Out of this turnover, how much cash? So that's why while checking the presumptive, I am taking how much, ma? 14 divided by 265. Understood? 14 lakh divided by 265. Now I am changing the color. Listen. All receipts aggregatedly received. Regarding this all receipts, cash receipts how much, ma? That is 0.2 above. Now these two things inclusive, they are given how much, ma? This is an inclusive of figure mentioned in the 3 above. That means apart from this 14 lakh, how much we received? 2 lakh extra. That's only. Now these two things, cash receipts versus total receipts, for which point we have to check? Tax audit point of view. That's why we check the how much, ma? 16 lakh to 3 lakh 25,000. You can, 3 crore 25. 16 to 3 crore 25. Mar, you understood how we are taken these percentage? Definitely you will lose the link. Yes, tax audit, cash receipts versus turnover. Now, if you want to know the, yes sir, what, ma? Presumptive taxation provisions, cash receipts versus total receipts. Sorry, sir, reverse it. Reverse, okay. Sorry. Yes, sir. If you want to go with the tax audit applicability, what we have to check, ma? Aggregate receipt versus cash receipts. If you want to apply the presumptive, what, ma? Cash receipts versus turnover. This is only summary. That is only, sir. Sir, many are asking like, okay, in CA final students also many are asking, sir, one time they are taken the 16, another time they are taken the 14. This is only the reason. Yes, sir. 14 to 2 lakh 65, 16 to 3 crore, sorry, 14 to 2 crore 65 lakh, 16 to 3 crore 25. The reason is nothing but in this turnover, what is it include? This point include. In this all receipts, what is it include? This point include. Next. What is the point, ma? Travel agency business, ma, if they are opting the travel agency, 44 AE may be applicable, 44 AD we can't take, that's why ignore this first. Travel, transportation related. Now, his total receipts, how much? Commission receipts, 287 lakh. Now, ma, if you haven't patience, please check the what is the total receipts. Total receipts. I haven't total. That is an 2 crore 87 lakh. This is an what, ma? Receipts. What is the payments, ma? Total. Ma, what is the total payments, ma? Already they given, no problem. Remember what we have to check. Now what is that final question they are asking? SSC is saying that tax audit is not applicable since turnover does not exceed 3 crore. He wants to declare the presumptive taxation provision under 44 AD. Now what is your opinion? 44 AD is not at all applicable. Why? He's on travel. Maybe his turnover, yes sir, what is the turnover? 287 lakh, that is less than 3 crores, that's okay. But for him, we can't give the what? Presumptive taxation 4480. Now, tax audit applicable or not applicable is depending upon what ma? Yes sir, depending upon what ma? Cash receipts versus total receipts. Now, cash receipts ma, clearly they are given, this is a cash receipt. How much ma? 52,500. And bearer check also equivalent to cash ra. Bearer check. Account pay check okay. Account pay demand draft okay. Yes sir. Cross check and bearer check is equal to cash. Write it down anywhere. Bearer check, cross check is equal to what ma? Cash. Now, cash component please check ma. 13,35,000 plus how much ma? 52,500 total ra. 13,87,500. Cash is 2 crore 87 lakh into what ma? 100. Are you understood how you got total receipts versus cash receipts? Now I calculated how much percentage ra? So well and good. Why ra? Does not exceed 5%. Then what about payments? Payments related ra? Cash they given 20,58,000. Total they are given. How much ra? How much? How much percentage ma? 7.98. Can you tell me? 10 crores limit we can give no. How much we can give? 1 crore. 1 crore exceeded or not exceeded the turnover? Exceeded. That's why tax audit applicable. Sir, nothing but he is required to get the audit under section 44AB and they are required to submit the tax audit report also before the dates. Done? Now, sir, these are all are easy, but you have to decode. And bearer check, crosser check is equal to cash. And automatically they given that how much amount in the form of cash ma? 52,500. Sir, payments they will always give in a easy way. Cash payments, total payments. Sir, remember in tax audit, cash receipts, total receipts. Cash payments, total payment. Presumptive related, what we have to check? Receipts, cash versus total turnover or gross receipts. Next. Before going to do the next one, we have to go with the some more theory. Now, as of now, we discussed about the when we are required to get the tax audit. Yes, sir. Now, what is that included in turnover? What are that excluded in turnover? And what are that included in gross receipts? What are that excludes? And what do you mean by the turnover? Next, if multiple businesses are there, multiple professions are there, how to check all the things we discussed now. Finally, we have to discuss the audit report. Audit report related things are given in Rule 6G. Sir, if cash receipts, anything also. Yes. Cash receipts include collections from the sundry debtors of the previous year. Yes, includes only. Debtors means credit sales you done, but you can receive the amount from debtors in two ways: online, cash. If you opted the cash, that is nothing but what ma? Cash receipts we can say. If that is received in any check or RTGS NEFT, that is called as what ma? Online. Now, so tax audit report, how we are required to submit, that is given in Rule 6G. Now, many are thinking that tax audit report means Form 3CD. No. No. That isn't just a statement of particulars we have to submit. That means they are given the 44 clauses, means 44 points. That 44 points related comments we have to give. What is a report, sir? Yes. Report is to Form 3CA, Form 3CB. In which cases, which audit report? Yes. Suppose For SSC, already under any other law, audit is there. That means cooperative society audit, company audit, any other audit under other laws is there. Then what is that audit report? Now we have to use the 3CA. There is no other audit. Just now we are required to do tax audit under 44AB. Now what are the forms we have to use? The Form 3CB was under 3CD. Form 3CD always we have to attach. Now I will ask a question. There is no audit under other laws. Now what is that audit report? Form number 3CB. What is the statement of particulars we have to attach? Form 3CD. Mandate thing? Form 3CD. It will be changed. It depends upon the audits were there under other laws or not. Now, if any person required to get the tax audit under 44AB, they must furnish the report in a prescribed form. Specified date, you know already. What is the specified date? 30th 9 of assessment year. Specified format related points now I want to cover. Are you understood up to now? No. SSC if following the accounting year, rare cases, then not a financial year, separate audit under income tax is required. Now what is that form we have to use? The 3CB, and what is that separate form we have to add? 3CD. Done. So that means if you are following other than what financial year, simply if you follow the calendar year, that is an accounting years, etc. Yes, audit is required. You have to submit the audit report in this combination. Next, mode of submission. So can you tell me what any one of these audit report we have to submit along with the statement of particulars. These are the forms are involved. How to file? Simply this report is uploaded in online using tax auditor digital signature. Sir, how to verify this tax audit report? Physically we can sign up? No. Digital signature. Audited financial statements we have to attach. What is that? Form 3CD. Any other statement of particulars are there? Yes, that all the things I have to attach. Sir, you know, income tax website, in that work list column will be there. From that SSC, yes sir, first who submitted these things? This thing submitted by the tax auditor. Now, then SSC wants to approve these things in his e-filing website. Sir, suppose I am a tax auditor, I already uploaded by using digital signature. Now you have to log in your website and you have to approve. Tax auditor is our tax auditor. So tax audit report I approved. Yes, you have to approve by using that digital signature or any other electronic verification modes. You have to approve from your work list. Now, sir, if non-compliance, you know already 271B already I discussed. What is the 271B? If tax audit was not done, we have to pay the penalty 0.5% of turnover or gross receipts or sales or 1,50,000, whichever is lower. Now, important, I am expecting this. In such cases, if tax audit not conducted also, penalty will not levied in reasonable cause for failure. What is a reasonable cause? Resignation of tax auditor, death or physical incapacity of partner handling the accounts, yes sir, labor issues, loss of records, seizure of books by the authorities, natural calamities, e-portal technical failure. These are all are called as a reasonable cause. In such a cases, these are all are beyond the control of an SSC. That's why there is no need to levy the penalty under 271B. Now, no accounts maintained. What is the penalty? No accounts maintained. 271A. Read. These lines are important. For my understanding purpose, I given this. For not for your understanding. Listen carefully. If SSC fails to keep the books of account, 271A will apply 25,000. That's over. Array, there is no books means no audit. There is no books means what No audit. If accounts not maintained, 271B not applicable. Array accounts not maintained means tax audit also we are unable to conduct. That means can I levy the penalty? No. That means if you levied the 271A based on what ma 44AA failure, automatically you are unable to conduct the what ma tax audit also. But can I levy 271B ra? No. That is only I am saying here. Are common sense ra? If there is no books, there is no tax audit. That is only no audit. That means no chance to do audit. That's why no penalty. Ma, this is a very important penalty. In penalties chapter also we discussed. Remember 271A. If you are not maintaining the books, it is levied. Now, can I levy 271B? No. Why? No tax audit. Clear? Now. Ma? Sorry? Suppose you maintain books 44 AA you maintain. Then tax audit is applicable but you are not conducted. Then which penalty will apply? 271B will apply. Then what again? Then rendu cheyalam kada. But penalties will be, normally they are saying, yes, how normally the first penalty is applied. Then they are saying, here also required to maintain day. Maybe you are saying, sir, no maintenance of books means he is an irregular fellow only. There is no doubt in that. That's why we levied 271A. That's end. No books means how we can do audit? There is no question of doing audit. That's why no need to levy the 271B. Somehow it is a loophole, but no problem. In other provisions, they will square up the everything. Okay. Maybe you are asking, sir, he is required to maintain, intentionally not maintain. Can I levy both? No. If no books means this end. There is no question of tax audit. There is no penalty related to tax audit. Now, can you tell me form 3CA, 3CB, you know na? Yes, sir. When ra? If other law audit is there, 3CA. There is no other laws related audit, form 3CB. Example ma, companies, LLPs, cooperative societies related other audits are there. So that's why other law plus now 44AB. Here individual HF, there is no other laws related audit, only section 44AB tax audit. Ma form 3CD mandatorily we have to attach to that each form 3CA as well as 3CB. Remember. This is an important. Tax auditors required to give opinion. Array, I don't want to give that books of accounts or accounts related opinion. Why? Already other audit done. Okay, statutory audits done. I don't want to comment anything on the books of account. But I have to give the comments on the clauses or particulars given in form 3CD. Because, yes sir, remember already other audits done and they given the comments that may be modifications or qualifications, nothing but disclaimer of opinion, adverse opinion they given. I don't want to talk again about that. But I want to talk about the whatever the particulars filled by the SSC under form 3CD. How many clauses? 44. Now, yes, if these are correct, okay. If any observation is there, please furnish that observation or modification or qualification. Here, there is no other audits. That's why you can express an opinion on accounts and financials on form 3CD. If any difference is there, remember this in form 3CB. Para 5, always we can write our disagreements with the SSC. SSC given some particulars, I am not satisfied with the particulars. Now, as an tax auditor, you can give the what, if any differences of opinions are there, then you can give in this report. Are you clear? What are the things we have to attach? Audited financials. Audit of report under other laws. Form 3CD we have to attach. Sir, here which thing is missed? Audit under other laws. Because there is no audit under any other law. That's why this point is nothing but missed here. Danara, don't by heart. Just remember in which cases, which form number we have to attach always, on which we have to give the comment. And remember, this is an important. If any differences of opinions are there, we have to give all the particulars in para 5 of what form 3CB. Now, revision of tax audit report. Can you tell me 31st October of an assessment year is return of income due date, right? Now, I given the tax audit exactly on due date, that is 1 month before of an assessment year. I prepared the tax audit report, and first who uploaded this tax audit report to the website? Tax auditor. After who given the consent and who approved SSC. Done. But now, as an auditor, I want to revise this tax audit report. Can I do? Yes. This is also important. Sir, like revised return we can file, here also revised audit report we can file. Now what is that point? You know 40 as well as 43B. Sir, if any TDS is deducted, you have to deposit the TDS amount with the government on or before what? Due date under section 139 subsection 1. 43B, certain payments is allowed on actual payment basis. What basis? Actual payment. Means that payments also you have to make before the due date. I thought they will make the payment between these dates. Yet anyhow, this is a due date, they will make the payment before. That's why I'm not at all mentioned anything in my audit report. But I thought, what is that? They will make the payment in this gap. So that's why no problem. There is no disallowance, but they are not paying. Now, I need to mention these things in my audit report. Why? They are not making payment before this due date. That's why this will attract what? Disallowance. TDS related residents 30%, non-resident 100% disallowance. Here 100% disallowance will attract. No. This audit report is correct or incorrect? Incorrect. Why? I'm not mentioned about these two things. I thought they will make the payment in this gap. No problem. But they are not doing. That's why who can revise the tax audit report? Chartered accountant. Who can do the tax audit report? See, same procedure. I will revise and I will upload again in the website. Who will approve? SSC. Sir, remember what is the last date for filing of the revised return? At the end of relevant assessment year. How many times? N number of times. That means if you want to file 20-30 times, yes, you can revise, no problem. If you done 20 to 30 times, there will be a scrutiny assessment on your return. Why this fellow is nothing but revising for multiple times, that will be an assessment also will be there. That's why 1 or 2 times, that is also because of these reasons only nowadays all are revising the tax audit report. What are the 2 reasons? Payment made after submission of audit report. Sir, now I am given the audit report. They are not making the payment. But before this date, they make the payment. What will happen? There is no disallowance. Why? They paid within the due date. In my view, as on this date, they are not making payment. But they can make the payment within the next month. Before this date, if paid, okay. So that's why I have to revise this report. Now, how many times? N number of times. What is the last date? What is the last date? End of the relevant assessment year. Now, form 3CD is your important content in your syllabus. Very important content. How many clauses are there? 44 clauses. It is my responsibility. Easily you can remember. Don't think about it. Easily you can remember. Don't think about it. I will close it down in less than 1 hour. I think as of now we taken 2 hours. 2.5 hours. Okay, anyhow. Or otherwise we can take 1 hour or we can take remaining things also. Can I close? Continue. Till 9. Okay. I will close it down. Now, these clauses are very important. Remember, don't do by heart and try to understand it. Now, this form 3CD should be attached with the form 3CA, 3CB. These two are what ma? Audit report. Yes, sir. When we can use ma? Other loss related audit is there. 3CA. There is no other loss related audit. 3CB. Always I have to attach form 3CD. Sir, this give the financial and compliance information. How many clauses? 44 clauses divided into 2 parts. What are the 2 parts? First one, basic details. Second one, tax loss compliance. First one, basic details of the SSC. Now, summary I will provide. Summary means each and every clause whatever given. Part A is talking about the what are basic details of SSC. What are that? Basic details of SSC. Now, clause 1 is what? Name of SSC. Address. Clause 2 is nothing but address. Next one, PAN or what ma? Aadhaar number. These are the basic details, sir. In comments, whatever is there, just read and ignore. Okay. How they will ask the questions? I included 5 or 6 questions also. You can solve that. That's enough. Now, basic details. Name, sir. Can I name? Can I write the nickname? No. As per PAN, whatever the name is there, you have to include along with your trade name also. I'm a sole proprietor. My name, my business name, another name. You have to write both. Now, next one, company, if any, you have to provide the registered office address. Sir, here address means nothing but you have to provide what? Registered office address. Registered office means head office. Others, principal place of business. Aadhaar number option. Sir, Aadhaar number for only available for that individuals. That's why it is available. If available, you can mention. Otherwise, no problem. Whenever you have to provide PAN information, they will ask Aadhaar also always. If available, you can write. Otherwise, no problem. Whenever PAN, automatically you will write Aadhaar also. Next, if branch audit is there. Yes, sir. Audit for branches. Now I have to name and give the address of the branch. Name as well as what? Address of the branch. So now, first clause is what? What is that first clause? Akka, please. Name. Second one, address. Third one, PAN and Aadhaar if available. There is no mandate. Fourth one, so remember, if SSC is liable to pay indirect taxes, these are the indirect taxes: excise duty, service tax, sales tax, VAT, GST, customs duty. Why I highlighted this GST and customs duty? Nowadays we are paying these two only. Now, please mention all registered numbers. So GST and IEC, custom duty related importer exporter code, other tax authorities related registration number, you have to add this in this clause 4. What is that? Indirect tax related details. Sir, I am not at all paying any indirect tax. Simply you can write not applicable. If you paying indirect taxes, then you can give the cross reference of what? Registration details. Sorry. Next, fifth one. Status. Do you know status? Yes. How you are doing this business? Individual, HF, AOP, BY. Person definition. What is that? Person definition. Nothing but status. Sixth. What is the previous year? Seventh one. What is that assessment year? What is that previous year? What is that assessment year? Now, previous year, above they are given a definition, right? Okay, they are given explanation from which date to which date, but special cases is important. Why? If any amalgamation, new business, demerger, business closure, you have to take care previous year properly. Why? New business started from the August. Now previous year will start from the August to what? 31st March. As an tax auditor, you have to check these details properly. Generally, previous year point, no need to verify. But if you started the business during the previous year, if any amalgamation or if any business closure done, the previous year you have to mention separately with a care. Now, assessment year means common. Now, what is that 8th clause? Now, I will read the clause. After that, I will write it down. 8th point. Already I conveyed the tax audit applicability. Business SSC is 3 points I covered. Professional SSC 2 points. Business SSC how many points? 3. Under which point tax audit is applicable? What is the relevant clause of this section? A to E clauses will be there, but I am not at all teached as per the clauses. No problem. Under which point? Suppose your turnover exceeded or you are exiting from the 44 AD, like 44 AD 4 or 5, or you are declaring the lower than the presumptive income under 44 AE or 44 ADA, or your gross receipts exceeds how much? 50 lakh. Because of which reason now tax audit is applicable for you? Nothing but tax audit under section 44 AB attracted under which clause? Under which clause? Please mention that clause. Now 8th A. 44 means many are thinking just 44 points we have to remember. In that subclasses are there. Like that, what is that? 44. Sorry, 8th A. If any SSC opted the new regimes, can you tell me what are the new regimes we have? 115 BAC, 115 BA, BAA, BAB, cooperative societies, 115 BAD, BAE. Now, I will write it down. Right? If you opted any of this, okay. Remember, if yes, opted, then auditor required to verify earlier years returns. Why earlier years returns? Remember, I am following the, yes sir, I am following the normal, that means old. Now I want to change from the 115 BAC. Okay. On that occasion, you have to fill these form numbers. That means if you want to change the regimes, you have to fill these form numbers. Yes, sir. IB, IC, IEA and ID also there. You have to fill these form numbers. So now forms filled by the SSC to opt out these sections. Remember, sir, 115 BAC, I want to go with the normal. Possible? Yes, possible. You have to fill these forms. That all the things we have to check. Next, if any, yes sir, fact you have to mention. 3CA form and 3CB form. Now you have to remember this content. Form 3CA, form 3CB. If any modifications or if any point auditor wants to highlight in this 3CB, what is a para number? 5. Already we discussed here. What is a para number? 5. But in 3CA, what is a para number? 3. What is a para number? 3. This paras related, I have to give the what ma fact. Why they changed. Yes, sir. Why they are changing the regime to regime. All these facts, or if any auditor views are there, that auditor views has to mentioned in these paras. Don't write vice versa. Yes, first 3CA para 3, 3CB para 5. Always we have to write this information in every point. My basic details are over. Basic details are nothing but what ma 1 to 8, nothing but 8 and 8A. These are the basic details we have to submit. Next, few more things I will cover. I will give a break after that. Tomorrow I will take along with the amendments also, no problem. Now, ma part B. What is that? Part B. Please cover. Part B is nothing but not basic details, ma. Information relating to tax compliance. Information relating to what, ma? Tax compliance. Sir, do I need to remember all? If you have a time and energy, try to remember. Otherwise, I will highlight the few things. Remember along with the class numbers. If any other thing is came, don't ask me. In my CA final, I remembered 41. On that occasion, Form 3CD classes are 41. I remembered. Okay. But there is no class like 8A. Why? On that occasion, there is no concept of two regimes. Okay. Remember, now some more classes I will teach now. Remember. If SSC is a partnership form or association of person. Now, name of partners in case of partnership form, name of members in case of AOP. What is their profit sharing ratio? That includes loss sharing ratio also I have to mention. What is a 9A? If SSC is a partnership form or AOP. I have to mention partners details, members details, profit sharing ratio, loss sharing ratio. Remember. If any partner acting as a representative capacity, Mr. A is acting as a representative partner on behalf of the A's HUF. Now, who is a representative partner? Ma A. Who is an actual or beneficial partner? HUF. Remember, on behalf of my entire family, I am acting as a partner. I am a representative partner. Who is an actual or beneficial partner? My family HUF. If any persons are acting like this, not only partnership for, you have to check for the AOP related members also. Next. Ma'am, if you listen the assessment of various entities, I given AOP BOI related assessment. In that, in case of AOP, some cases profit sharing or loss sharing is not defined or what ma unknown. Then you have to mention the fact under which class under which paras already you know. The fact should be mentioned from 3CA para 3, from 3CB para 5. Now, again 9 is not over, 9B. If any change occurred, in the partners, members, profit sharing ratio, compare position as on last day of the previous year. Remember, all changes we have to write. Even if multiple times also, you have to report. Everything you have to report. Partners change, report. Members change, report. Profit sharing ratio change, report. When we have to compare, compare with the last day of the previous year. Last day of the previous year is there? No. Compare means partner share increase, decrease, capital related. All the things we have to compare position with the what? Last day of the previous year. Now, what is that? 9A and 9B. Please let me know. 9A, 9B. If status is what? partnership firm or AOP. Amma, I'm in company. SSE is company. Now I have to write in this class what ma NA, not applicable. Next, if any changes are there, I have to report. Even that changes are in multiple also. Now, 10th. What is the nature of business or profession? They are doing trading or manufacturing. Which business they are doing, I have to mention. Sir, if they are having multiple businesses, they are conducting more than one. Next, yes sir, nature of every business should be mentioned. I have one profession. I have what ma? One profession. Next, I have an business. Now I have to write the each and every profession related things or business related things. So starting educational institution, right? In middle of the year, I converted into, yes sir, manufacturing. Yes, if any change is there also, particulars of such a change you have to mention. Sir, in these business codes will be given, ma, from that business codes we have to select. I think in return of income also you can select the business code. Here also we have to select the business code. Based on that business code only we can decide the nature. Now, any changes, yes, we have to mention. Remember, important. Temporary suspension cannot be treated as change or discontinuation. 2 months, just I temporarily suspended my business or profession. Can you treat it as a closure? No. What is that pointer? Now, nature of business or profession. 10A ma. What is that 10A? Nature of business or profession. 10B ra, changes. 10B is what ra? Changes. Clear? Now, 11th. You know already. 11th, how many clauses are, sub-clauses are there? 3. 11A, 11B, 11C. Whether they are required to maintain books of accounts. Yes. Then, I think already you know rule 6F2. What are the books of accounts we are required to maintain? These are the complete set, ma. These are the reasonable books. What are the books of accounts we are required to maintain? Reasonable or complete? How they are storing, that means physical, electronic or digital form. First they are asking a question whether these SSE are required to maintain the books. Yes, answer. Then you have to write the what ma? Complete books or reasonable books or in which form they are maintained. Okay. If they maintain, what are the list of books of account and which place they are maintain the books? Next one ma. What are the books are audited by the tax auditor? So nothing but class 11 is on always talking about what ma? Books of accounts. Just mention 11A, 11B, 11C. Can you tell me ma? 11A is talking about the whether he has to maintain the books of accounts under section 44A. 44A maintain. Next, what are the list? What are the list of books? And place of what ma? Maintenance. Last one ma, see. List of books examined by whom ma? Examined by tax auditor. Examined by whom ma? Tax auditor. 11th class is over. Array, don't try to remember everything, sir. I didn't remember class number 4, sir. Class number 6, no problem. First of all, if I am starting the discussion related to this point, whether you understood this or not, first verify. In revisions, you can remember for some time. Not now. Okay. 11th is done, ma. Now 12th one. Whether in our profit and loss account, if any amount included under presumptive. Sir, remember, these are the presumptive taxation provisions. This is an AE, sorry. These are the non-resident related. This is a tonnage taxation scheme. Chapter 12G means tonnage taxation. Now, if SSC declared any income under presumptive, what is that amount? Under which section he declared the presumptive income? Yes, sir. Section wise we have to report. So nothing but class 13, if yes, sorry, class 12 is nothing but what ma? Yes, profits if anything declared under what ma? Presumptive. Declared under presumptive taxation provisions. Dana. So now 13th one. 13th one. At 9 o'clock, okay, whatever the things are done, I will close it. Tomorrow I will take 2 or 3. I will include that amendments in the next session. Whatever the tax audit portion is there, I will take. Okay, next amendments also I will include. Okay, remember. Class 13. How many clauses are there in 13? Please check ma. Yes, sir. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. So normally I haven't thought of exclude everything, but why I am not excluding? Some student easily they can remember everything. Why? These are all are nothing but linking with our subject only. There is no new puzzles, etc. Linking with somewhat our subject. Presumptive taxation already followed, declared. What is that amount declared under each section? How much amount? Books of accounts related. Nature of business changes. Partners are there, okay, changes. Members are there, what are the changes? These basic details. Or there will be. Yes, sir. Now, name, address, these are the basic details. Now, remember, 13th one, they are given the how many classes, sir? Subclasses? 6. Now we can check everything, then after we can write it down. Okay. Ma, method of accounting. You know already, PCBP, which method of accounting we can follow? Whichever is regularly followed. Cash or accrual, whichever is regularly followed. You can take anything also, no problem. Which method of accounting you follow. Sir, if any change in the method of accounting during the previous year is there, yes, sir? No. Remember, as per Companies Act, which method of accounting we have to follow? Accrual. Accrual. Next. If any change is there, now, report clearly. What is the impact of profit or loss? Impact of profit or loss cannot be determined. You have to disclose the what fact. I think you know in a childhood only, if any accounting policy changes, impact on profit we have to say, yes, if impact cannot be determined in quantitative terms, we have to disclose fact in that way only. Now, I remember accounting policy if changes, you can't say it as an what change in method of accounting. Or depreciation I am changing from the SLM to WDV, W to SLM, that cannot be termed as a method of accounting change. Method of accounting means accrual to cash, cash to accrual. Remember, sir, if yes, change happened, then details we have to mention. Next. We have to follow ICDS. Yes, sir. We have to follow ICDS. My ICDS 1 to 10 are there. We have to follow that ICDS for income computation, not for books of accounts. Income computation disclosure standards, not for books of accounts. The two for which heads of income ICDS will apply PCBP, IFOS related only. Income computation we have to done as per the standards. Now, I maintain my books based on accrual or cash. Now, ICDS if applied, definitely I have to do some adjustments. Sir, as per Income Tax Act 1961 or as per that any other acts, I maintain the books. Now, for knowing the PCBP or anything, we have to follow ICDS. Now, if any adjustments are there, yes, what is the profit increased, what is the decreased or profit net effect, each ICDS related impact I have to disclose separately. Now, most of the ICDS are in line with the accounting standards only. If any ICDS saying, example I will say, valuation of invest securities, here we have to calculate script wise, not group wise. Some differences are there with the AS. Now, if any differences are there, what is the impact on the profit or income? If any disclosures are required, what are the disclosure requirements we made? Sir, nothing but 13th one is talking about the method of accounting and ICDS. Yes, 13 year, simply I will write it down, method of accounting. Yes, sir, method of accounting. 13B, they are saying, is there any change in method of accounting? Change in what, ma? Method of accounting. If any change in method of accounting is there, what is the impact on what, ma? Profit. Effect under impact on what? Profit. Next. Sir, is there any adjustments I required to do? Is there any adjustments we required to do? As per what, ma? Any adjustments we are required to do to profit and loss based on what, ma? ICDS. Okay, we have to do adjustments. Give the details about adjustment. What is the effect of profits and loss, etc. Details about the adjustments. Next point, we have to give the disclosures as per ICDS. Yes, sir, nothing but clause number 13 is talking about the method of accounting and ICDS. Clear up to now? Before going to that conclusion of session, 2 or 3 classes I will start. 14, how many classes are there, ma? 2. 14A, 14B are there. Ma, valuation of closing stock. Which method we have to follow, ma? Lower of the cost or NRV. Yes. Now, remember 145A, remember this. Ma, if I am doing any sales or purchases or any inventory, okay, while I am purchasing, I am paying only for raw material or I am paying for that, sorry, I am paying some amount of tax also. What I have to include? While I am valuing that, what is it cost? How can I value the cost? Only product price or indirect taxes I have to include. Section 145 is saying that inclusive method we have to follow. What do you mean by the inclusive method, ma? Indirect taxes always we have to include in that prices. Section 145A. What is that method? What is that method, ma? Inclusive method. Yes, you can write it down. This 145 is provides that. 145 is provides that. Rules for valuing what are purchases, sales, yes, ma, and inventory at what are inventory for business or profession. Which method we have to follow, ma? Inclusive method. Now, ma, how we can identify the cost? FIFO, weighted average, specific identification. Array, there is no LIFO. ICDS is also given only these 3. ICDS 2 also given these 3 only. There is no LIFO. Now, remember, which 145 says what, ma? Inclusive method. If any change or non-compliance, if you are done, then you have to give the impact on the profit or loss. Remember, always they are saying, yes sir, clause number 14a is nothing but what ma? Valuation of what ma? Closing stock. Valuation of what ma? Closing stock. B pointer. Valuation of closing stock. Now B point ma? Yes. Deviation from which section ma? Ma deviation from section 145a. Okay, if deviation done, what is that impact on what ma? Profit and loss account. Done ma? Next, last two. 15. If any capital asset is converted as a stock in trade during this year, why? My capital asset is converted into stock in trade. By using this capital asset, now we are doing business. By using this stock in trade, now we are doing business. What are the details we have to provide? Description of capital asset. On which date we purchase this capital asset? What is the cost of acquisition? The amount at which, nothing but what? Whenever conversion is happened, on that date fair market value we have to record. The details you have to provide. What is it? Clause number 15. If capital asset is converted into stock in trade, there is a concept of stock in trade converted into capital asset also. But here clause 15 talking about what ma? Capital asset converted into stock in trade. Clear? Next. Ma'am, you know charging section of PCBP 28. Now, if any amount not credited to the profit and loss account, remember these are all points are required to tax under PCBP. Yes, definitely these things should be credit under what ma? P&L. If not credited, write all the things in this class. Yes sir, if any point is within the purview of what ma? Charging section, ma, these are all or nothing but what ma? Export incentives, that is duty drawbacks, refund, etc. Escalation claims, capital receipt. This point you have to remember. Generally capital receipts cannot be taxable, but some compensations like business receipts, business related compensation, now taxable under PCBP. Capital receipts are directly not taxable, but some business related compensation, even though capital receipt we have to tax. These are all the points. If not credited to P&L account, means nothing but what you are avoiding the tax. If these are all incomes for you, if these are all are not credited to P&L account, means what will happen ma? Net profit will reduce, PCBP will reduce, tax will reduce. So intentionally if you are trying to avoid the tax, based on this class, tax auditor will give the what ma? Details. What are the points? 16th clause. What is that 16th clause ma? Yes sir, amounts not credited to which account? Amount not credited to P&L account. So now last point. కింద ఒకటి నుండి లాస్ట్ పాయింట్ అంటూనే ఉంటున్నాం అని చూస్తుంది ఎందుకనక్క. నో మా, if any land, building or both is there, I can use as an stock in trade, I can use it as an capital asset also. Yes sir. Now if you are using it as an, yes sir, stock in trade, PCBP income we have to compute. Here capital gain. So how to calculate the PCBP or capital gain ma? Sales minus cost we can compute. Many SSEs are trying to take the less sale consideration. How? 110% of actual consideration still less than the stamp duty value. Here also same provision. 110% of actual consideration less than the what ma stamp duty value for the purpose of PCBP computation or capital gain computation. We have to take the consideration as an what ma stamp duty value. Okay, sir. SSE transferred the any immovable property. He transferring for that less than what ma stamp duty value. Such instances you have to give the report in this. Remember 43 CA is nothing but what ma stock in trade cases. 43 CA will apply if that is an capital asset. Remember now, if any, this is an applicable for immovable properties only ma. If consideration is less than stamp duty value, you have to take the consideration as at what ma stamp duty value. What other properties? What is that address? What is that actual consideration you received? What is the stamp duty value adopted? All these details you have to provide in this report. This is an important. Okay. Remember ma, I am given one asset less than the stamp duty value means in your hands that is a benefit or not. I am given one asset for you less than actual, less than what ma stamp duty value. 5 lakh worth of asset I am given it for the 2 lakh only. That is a gift for you. Automatically the gift provisions, other provisions will attract. That all the things we have to write it down. What is that point ma? 17th one, land, building or both. If that a sale value, that is nothing but actual consideration, not actual consideration what ma? 110% of actual consideration less than stamp duty value. Consideration we have to take as an order stamp duty value. Consideration is taken as an what? Stamp duty value. Ma, don't by heart everything, not required also. If question asked in a in brief manner, you can know about reporting point. Automatically you know. Sir, if specific class number, if you don't remember, no problem. As per form 3CD, you can write. If you remember class number also, you can write in a good manner. But sir, how can I know about that which classes are repetitively asking? As of now, we have not discussed any important class for upcoming exam. So, but I discussed everything. So, what are the clauses like part A, how many ma? 9, 8. So, part B we discussed. As of now, we are not at all discussed any important class numbers. Tomorrow we can discuss that. Sir, repeatedly, what are the clauses they are going to give? 3 or 4 clauses they are trying to give regularly in CA final also. But I don't want to take any risk. If I am saying important things within tax audit within 15 minutes, tax audit within 1 hour, if I am given thumbnail, views can come. Marks will not come definitely. Marks definitely will not come. Okay, try to, sir, why I am reading all these things? Maybe before exam you can take this paper to that exam also. No problem. I will share this after writing the remaining clauses. I will share this summary. Based on that you can remember. But as per our expectation, whatever that important clauses are there, I will give as a list 5 or 6. That numbers alone you have to remember. Basic details now you can ignore now itself. No problem. These are not much important. Okay, but in this everything you have to remember. In future you want to get in tax audits from the CS. That's why you need to know about it. And one more person is asking that, sir, why tax audit, sir? There are not at all given the tax audit scope and tax audit applicability for CMAs. Why we have to learn? That means if you haven't tax audit purview, then only you can know about tax audit concept. Example, after qualification, if you join in any audit firm, if principal or any other person asking about tax audit, you will say, we don't know, sir, that is not in our purview. In job environment or any area also, you have to know about it. Applicability and purview, scope, these are all the things we'll decide in a future, not now. Okay. Tomorrow we can discuss about remaining clauses. Thank you. Have a nice day, all of you. Good night.